Greetings and welcome to another excellent Deadpool chess game. Now, I played a 3-minute Blitz game with this guy whose name I'm not going to reveal because I don't want to, insult this guy. But it was interesting, and there were some valuable lessons to show you, which is what we're going to cover here. Really basic stuff. This is not difficult. And I pulled up the game review, and it was surprisingly high. I was, somewhat surprised by that. But as you can see, I had a 91% accuracy. My opponent, 77.3. He played some good moves, but I played some better moves. And that's what it boils down to. So let's go and start the review. Okay, simple stuff. We're going to be playing Colle System. All right, d4, knight f6. Book move, book move, book move. The bishop belongs on d3, book move. All right. He plays the, troublesome knight to c6. It's a pain in the butt. So he's threatening. Use my dad's golden rule. Now, this is a 3-minute game. What's he threatening to do to me? He's threatening to play this. I would prefer it be a lot easier if he doesn't play it. Therefore, I play f4. Thou shalt not play that move. Now, when they play this knight c6, he's living for this bishop to g4 move. It's like, well, I have to play the knight there. It's no big deal. This is what you have to do. This is not the best. Not best is not the right word. The most comfortable. This is not the most comfortable situation for white, but as a master of the system, doesn't really matter. We roll with the punches. We do whatever we need. Now, normally I would like to play knight bd2 and then knight takes, but I don't have a choice. I can play either pawn takes and hold e4 with the pawn, wrecking my kingside structure. But again, I can use this in a kingside attack, but he's probably going to castle queenside. He vacated the bishop and the knight. He plays queen d7, and he can just castle long. So I take with the queen. Let's remain flexible is the point here. Take with the queen. Best move. Remain flexible. It's just the pawn structure is better right off the bat. So yes, he can mess with my bishop if he wants to, kind of a pain in the butt. But if he does that, knight b4, I can check him, c6, bishop b5 check, c6, and then bishop to a4, defending c2 against the fork. Not a big deal. Okay. So yeah, c3 technically is better, and I should know better, but I was like, well, I'm playing, the moves I want to play, it's fine. Queen to g4, I swear to you, I've never seen this move. So I'm like, that move doesn't do anything. He must be, I don't know, afraid of something. It's not a bad move because it loses material, stuff like that. It's just an unnecessary, I must trade my queen at all costs. I have no idea. Whatever, dude. Castle. What the best move is a3. c3 would also be good to stop the knight from coming in. If I was going to play instead of castle, c3 is what I would have played. But okay, whatever. Queen takes, knight takes. Again, if he plays knight b4, I play bishop b5 check, etc. I think this is a mouse slip where he wanted to castle long. It's the only thing that makes any sense. This guy is a good player. Good players don't play king to d8. They mouse slip king to d8, trying to play castles long. Has to be what it was. He says play c4. Okay. Well, c4 does what? Show missed opportunity. Well, it's what's behind my face. You can't see this. The chess code says click on this for show missed opportunity. Bam, 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 bam. Knight to g5 probably. Threatens to fork him. Knight g5 threatens this f7 fork. Threatens this rook takes free knight. This would have been 0.78. He has a defense to that. It's not a big deal. Like, okay, whatever. We care about c4. I play knight e5. This is the Colle Zukertort move. Now, I'm playing good moves at a fast rate, which is annoying. My opponent has used like 13 seconds. I've used 16 seconds. He takes the knight. A mistake, really. There's no need to take the knight. Now if he plays knight to b4, I can't play check because he's already moved. But I'm threatening here. I am threatening knight takes f7. Yeah, king to e8 is the move that the computer says is the best move. Okay, recovering your weakest square for black, that's f7. For white, it's f2. But he takes and like, well, that's not good because in this system, you learn the way to recapture here is f takes. D takes is not a big deal. F takes is the best move. And this has been known for, I don't know, Colle Zukertort is over 100 years old for sure. It might be much older than that. I don't even know. I have to look at the Colle System and find out when he was born. Same thing for Johannes Zukertort. So I want to say the 1800s, but I don't know for a fact. I got to go back. But Zukertort reminds me that his name is familiar. Very strong player, obviously. I think it was 18. I want to say like 1860s or something like that. That's just it's 18 something. I'm thinking 1860s, but it could be later or earlier. Who knows? We can check that out later. So f takes e5 is the thematic move, and that's the key. So now he has to play knight e4 is his best idea. It's bad. That's plus 2.9 already for me. Okay, so I'm just going to take the pawn. Now that pawn goes, the pawn capture means it's plus 3.37. He's just getting annihilated here because I have not full development, but strong development with only, the two pieces left on the back rank. So, yes, smart move to go back to e8, kick the rook. So it's like, well, you know what? I don't want to go into a shell and go rook to f1. I'm just going to go either rook to f3 or f2. I just reflexively grabbed f2, but f3 is the better move. And it just occurred to me that my dad's rules said, look, he's got a dark square bishop. Go to f3, idiot. There's no bishop attack on this ever. Also, you get some flexibility on the third rank of rook g3 or rook to h3. So, still a good move. Rook f3 is better. Just visually better, if nothing else. Smart. He wants to retard me from playing e6. Because e6 is a clamping move on his position, especially with the two bishops. So, e6 is the best move for sure. And it's easy to see why. c4, yeah, I'm not worried about that. Let me just do basic development. He's a few seconds ahead of me on the clock. It's not a big deal. I'm going to play rook 1 to f1, dominate the f file. He's getting annihilated. It's over. It's plus 3.16 now. Now, when you're playing a game, you don't know the actual plus 3 whatever. But this is just this pawn formation and the two bishops and this kingside attack with doubled rooks is just ugly. It's bad for black. Not a bad move. Rook to c8 is interesting. I don't know. I guess he's trying to play c5. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Double your rooks on the only open file is got to be a winning idea in general, like in every position. And this one's no different. Problem is, he cannot match me with rook to f8 and trading a rook because I have bishop takes h7. So this is the thing that's killing him. It's like, objectively speaking, what, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, the material is dead even, yet the computer shows plus 3.38 because it's not going to be dead even for very long. This rook formation is crushing him, and there's nothing he can do about it. c5 doesn't do anything. I would just play c3, really, like instantaneously. You go c5, c3, you're not doing squat. Betrayed, e takes, whatever. You're not going to get an open file. You get a semi-open file at best. Semi-open would mean open from his side, but I'd still have a c3 pawn here, so his rook will be hitting a pawn formation that's guarded from b2. This is the obvious move that was called for. I want to infiltrate the position, obviously. And I'm moving to the f7 square with a threat on the g7 pawn. The problem he has, he can't play rook to g8, bishop takes h7. If he moves to g6, it's a good, I'm like, I could play just, the problem is this bishop is also pinned to the c pawn. So if he goes g6, I can literally play rook to g7 and then rook 1 to f7, doubling rooks, and he can't even move his bishop. Because if he moves his bishop, if he goes g6, rook g7. If he goes bishop to f8, rook takes c7, and I'm still going to double. There's nothing you could do. This position is just so bad. The material is still completely even, but he's got holes and weaknesses that cannot be covered. It's just a matter of time before the dam breaks. So, you know, everything he does, he's literally, you know, he's in Zugzwang. There's nothing, Magnus can't save this position. Okay? It doesn't matter. It's not my opponent. It's not that he's weak and cannot save this position. It's not savable by anyone. There's no man walking the planet that's going to save this game. White can throw this away with blunders, but that's the only way that he doesn't lose. And black is toast. Okay, I'm like, g5. What does g5 do? g5, rook takes h7. I mean, at least they don't get to double the rooks. I can play bishop takes h7. I mean, beats the heck out of me, man. Rook takes. Now it says I have a sacrifice here. Rook takes bishop. I didn't look at that move. Let's look at this move. Well, let's let the computer show us. Show follow-up. Well, rook takes bishop. King takes. Bishop checks on b4, skewering. And, you know, whatever. Okay. There it is. It showed a different concept. This is the move 5.24. This is the way to win a bishop. Okay, show the tactic. King takes, bishop checks, like we said. And then you just say bishop takes rook because he can't go. He could not retreat to e8 because rook takes check, wins the rook. So I made a mistake on that one. Okay. I missed it. It never even showed up because I'm playing good moves fast. I missed a crusher of rook takes bishop. Oh well. I follow my dad's rule. Play the win you see. Rook takes g7. Requires no mental energy to play rook takes g7. Okay, it requires such a tiny amount that it's not negligible. But rook takes bishop is a crushing move. Man, this would have been so much better if I had played that. Oh well, it's okay. He trades rook. I'm like, good. I'm winning this endgame. I don't care. You know, That's, I get in-game positions and I cash them at a hideously efficient rate. Now I've got him. I'm gonna exploit the pin on this bishop like nobody's business. Okay. Best move, thank you. Best move, obviously the best move. The only move that defends the... Well, technically he could defend it with knight to c8. But rook here is clearly the better move. Take the free pawn. Best move. There's nothing he could do. Check. Okay, he says king to e1. King to e1 is slightly better. Tomato, tomato. Again, he has to go back. Now, he's going to go back at some point to play knight to c8. Or he needs to go back there. Sorry. Yeah, that is better because I played the hammer. What is the best move? How is B3? How is B3 better than just bishop to G6? It's just crushing. I'm 5.29. Okay. B3 for white. How is this better? I mean, I guess I'm crushing him to the point where it doesn't matter. Best. Who cares about this knight? No one cares. It doesn't make any sense. This is a move only a computer could love. B3. This is stupid. The chess master move is bishop to G6. It is game over. We're going to take or make him move this. If he doesn't move it, we take it. He's going to play knight. He can play knight to c8. Bishop takes. King takes. And then I can play bishop takes, knight takes, and I have rook versus knight. Plus 2 passers. It's over. Magnus and Hikaru and every other grandmaster on the planet combined in a room with infinite time cannot save this position. It's dead lost. Okay? That's the thing. And I was shocked when I saw my thing. It said 2450. That was how the rating that it estimated off of the way I played. That was fantastic. I did miss the killer move, though, which would have bumped it to 25 or 2600. Rook takes bishop. I went to sleep on that move. With tournament face in a tournament, maybe I play rook takes bishop. The more I see it, I'm looking at this going, rook takes pawn is winning. It's really hard not to play just rook takes pawn here. Because rook takes pawn is winning. But technically, this is the lesson, the free lesson for myself, is to look at every exchange sacrifice that presents itself. That is the free lesson of this video. So one of the things about making videos like this, I played a good game. I wanted to show you the good game I played. We go through the game review, and I got a couple of free lessons. Each one makes me a tiny bit better than before. The free lesson really, for me, the top lesson of this game is to look at every exchange sacrifice. Rook takes bishop, rook takes knight, both as an attacker, and then if my opponent has a chance, look at those as a defender. Okay? And this is reinforcing this concept. I do this as a general rule most of the time, but not all. I never saw this. I'm playing the game. It never crossed my mind. Rook takes bishop. So that's on me, okay? And that's the thing. And if you want to get good at chess, the real secret is to absorb the lessons when you have an inferior move that's pointed out to you. Don't take it personal. Look at it as oh, geez, I missed that. Okay. Internalize this, accept it, and man, it will help you so much faster. I mean, I played a good, solid game. Can't complain. Got a win. I played the win I saw. Rook takes G7, etc., etc. It's all good. But I could have played it even better when Rook takes E7 check. Would have been fantastic. Missed opportunities, don't worry about it. Get better every day. Be a little bit better than you were the day before. That's my goal. So it's real simple stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a lot about this. It's really a great and instructive game. The whole thing lasted, my opponent used 30 seconds. I used 33 seconds. Just over 1 minute. Hey, sometimes you can get lucky and beat a good player in a short game. Things happen, you got to capitalize on the opportunities when they present themselves, and it just helps to be able to see these things. But man, I would really wanted to play rook takes bishop. My fault. Okay, thanks a lot. See you guys later. Check out my other videos. Every day you're going to get better if you watch my videos. Just watch one video every day. You're going to get better faster than anybody else. It's that simple. So, see you later. Thanks again.